مرحبا بكم bienvenue à tous. ZanZanA Live Streaming Show spécial, émission spéciale محضرة اليوم طارق بن ساسي طارق كارتاغوتس. عسلامة طارق.
هلا كريم.
Ça va, tu vas bien?
Ça va.
اسمع هي معناتها باش نحكيو الحكايه شنو معناتها مومون جي طارق قال لي اسمع كريم معناتها بون الجمعه الجايه معناتها تخليها عندي. اوكي يا اخي هاو نده عمك طارق قال سي بارتي معناتها وبدا يجيب لنا في لساني معناتها مومون ضغط تبلوكيت برجوليه بالصراحه معناتها كامله معناتها يعطيك الصحه.
قلت انا مريض اليوم باش يكون معنا. اليوم الصباح وخذ دواء ويقلقوا برشا الدواء دونك
ربي يشفيه فريمون ربي يشفيه وربي معاه معناتها خاطر سي فغي اللي كل ديالو كي لي ماركا تاعب دوبي ان سارتان طون ربي يطول في عمره.
البارح لاباس وقال لي موتيفي كل شيء برك اليوم صباح سبب
كنا رونالدو هذاك سي سا البروبليم افيك سيت مالادي فوالا اكزاكتومون شكون راك فما شكون تخلى
هاي هكا هو
اي
هاي
اوه ميرسي بوكو قلبه يهدر حكايات سوبر ربي يفضلك. بون طارق برشا سامي معناتها موجوده اليوم ما ديجا عندنا واحد صاحبنا اللي هو موجود ديجا هون ديجا il est dans les coulisses دخلوها ولا on le présente un petit peu donc je parle anglais تاو
نحكيو انكدوت عليه ساعه قبل في الكوليس. هذه مرة سيدك في البلوك بريود هي مهمة برشا عملناها في تاريخ الحكايات اللي عملناهم الكل. بعد في البلوك عملنا برشا ديزيفينمون كل نهار 4 معناتها البلوك ذا بلوك. السيد هذا مش علاش نحكي لك على جروب اخر ساعة. جبنا جروب اسمه سون في بتاع مارتين لوبيز اللي كان باتور بتاع بيس.
ربي سون
هذاك هاسي هما عملوا البريز دو سون تاعهم ومن بعد قلت لهم اسمع اجا بداو العباد يجيو وخرجوا من تالي. يا اخي قال لي الشونتور تاع سون قال لي عليه يا اخي احنا جنز روزز فهمت يا اخي. بعد بشويه كي جبنا السيد هذا هو وقتها يلعب مع جنز روزز يلعب وقت اللي جا لتونس هو يلعب في جنز روز ودخل مع العباد ما عملش الحكايه اللي قالوا عليها. هذا اكبر عبد متواضع هذول اللي نعرفوا تاريخ
اللي هو مستر ران بامبلفوت.
Bonsoir mes amis, ça va?
Ouais,
je parle français très mal. I'm sorry. English.
Yeah, we speak English. You speak English.
English is better.
Good, Tarak, nice to see you, and Karen, very good to see you too.
It's a pleasure. It's a big honor for me to speak with you, Ron.
So good. How's everybody been? How's how are you doing with this crazy pandemic? Hope everybody's healthy and doing okay.
Yeah,
it's not
now
easy.
it's going up. The statistics, the sick people are going. There's more and more people that are going contaminated. So
yeah, well, we just have to do our best to try and stay healthy and try not to get anybody else sick and to just get through this.
Yes, of course. Ron, first thing. I'd like to have your impression, if you had some words about Eddie Van Halen, who passed away 2 days ago. What do you think? What was your feeling when you heard this sad notice?
Everybody is so devastated, completely devastated. Eddie Van Halen was the main guitar influence for me. When I first heard him at 12 years old, it just changed the way I think about music. It changed the way I think about guitar, everything, about my role as a member in a band, as a guitar player. And it made me want to challenge myself and innovate and discover new things and explore. Before Eddie, it was just a lot of, and then after Eddie, it was all that kind of stuff. He really had a huge impact. He pioneered modern guitar playing. He really did. And it's, I just feel terrible for, the loss. First and foremost, this is a loss for his family. Wolfie lost his father. People, he has loved ones, and this is a family matter. This is not a musical loss. This is a personal loss for them first and foremost. And
of course, yeah.
Everybody's heart goes out to them completely. For us, we're fans. We love the music. We love what his music meant to us, and what the inspiration that Van Halen gave us for decades. With David, with Sammy, with Gary, with everybody, whatever. Yeah. So it's a very big feeling of loss for all of us, even if we didn't know him. We feel that personal loss because he provided this soundtrack to so much of our lives and this inspiration and like musical guidance for what we do in a lot of ways. So it's a huge, huge loss. Yeah.
What was for you the first spank when you first heard Eddie Van Halen? Was it on Eruption, on Jump, on Hot for Teacher?
It was. See if I can even play it. It was, I heard this. I can't play it. Nobody can play it like Eddie. But hearing that for the first time, I didn't know a guitar could make that kind of sound. And it just blew my mind. The only way to describe it is like, imagine if your eyes suddenly saw an additional color that you never saw before. That's what it was like. And it just opened up everything. It was like, just my brain just went like this, like boom, the door opened up and just, yeah, it blew my mind. And then right after that, the same kid that showed me that, then he showed me Eruption. He's like, did you ever hear Eruption? And he put on a tape of that. And that did it too. The end, I never heard tapping before. And hearing that, it's just, I did not know a guitar can do that. And I made a cassette of Eruption, and I went home, and little by little, I would just play, stop, and just listen and try and learn the whole song by ear. And once I put it down, I opened up the cassette, I unscrewed it, and took the body apart, and took the reels of tape and flipped them, and put it back together. So now everything on the tape was backwards. And I learned Eruption backwards at that point. And I was that into it that I wanted to learn it forwards and backwards. And yeah, crazy kid. So that, huge impact. It changed everything. I started taking my pickups and trying to dip them in wax like he did to see if it would change the feedback and just all kinds of things like that. I was doing. Because of him, the inspiration that he gave everybody. Yeah.
And we have to say a thing that in those times when you were a kid, there were no internet, there were no tabs on Google, there was no application, nothing. You have to learn everything by hearing and seeing.
Yep, that's how we all did it. We would drop the needle or just pause, unpause, repause on the tape, whatever it was. And we would get subscriptions to guitar magazines, and hopefully there would be something written out in one of those magazines that we could learn. But for the most part, 99% of the time, it was just by ear. And that's the way, that's the best way, because it develops your ears. It gives you eyes. It gives your ears eyes. You can hear something and identify it from the sound and know, oh, that's right here on this. I can even hear the tone of the string. It's thin, so it's got to be on this string and not up here. That kind of stuff. So definitely doing things by ear is very important.
Yeah. Tarak, something to say?
You know, when first time Ron was here in Tunisia, we went to LTC.
Yeah.
But it wasn't you in the show.
Yeah. That's the same, yeah.
On LTC national radio in Tunisia at that time, Ron say he don't like to play solo because he don't want to feel the guitar like his penis on Tunisian radio.
I guess the host didn't translate.
Yes, he didn't.
Yeah, obvious.
I was talking about Guns N' Roses show at that time, I think.
Yeah. So, hi, Mahdi.
Hello. How you doing, guys?
Hey, good to see you. How are you?
I was like, what? I see myself. What's happening?
You're on there. Where are you now?
Whom? New Jersey.
I'm in New Jersey, central New Jersey, about an hour away from New York City.
Yeah. And
7
you,
hours.
Mahdi,
7 hours from Montreal.
Tunisia.
No, Montreal.
Montreal, huh? Yeah.
Yes.
And there's someone else that is waiting for us, Mr. Timo Summers. Oops. Timo.
Timo!
It's dark.
Oh, he was okay. So let's see the comments. Ayman Sabai said Aywa. Ashraf Mahmoud said up. Here we are. Sarah said bonsoir. Hi Sarah. Bashir Yebi. Yeah, Bashir. So Vincent Bittenfeld. Hi Vincent. حاتم سلامي. مرحبا بك حاتم. Bonsoir Seda. Alors, j'en ai qu'est-ce qu'on a d'autre? On a aussi Sarah Aïchoucha. بفضلك بنتك تارك.
عايشك.
It's rising everywhere. Yes, the kids are growing. Khalid Rabelsi, hi Khalid. Miriam Bahri, hello Bumblefoot. Happy to see you here.
Yeah, I'm looking at the comments now. Hi, Miriam.
Yeah.
Amen. Oh, we're talking about Chopin Fantasy. Yes. I haven't played that in a long time. I still remember that. That one, right? A lot of practice, but we get to this whole. So, like, again, Eddie Van Halen, that is an example of, I wouldn't be able to play that song if I didn't hear Eddie going, I wouldn't have thought to play with multiple fingers on the neck. I would have tried to just and play it all like that. So Eddie just changed the way everybody played guitar once he was on the radar. Everything changed. Yeah. And most of what I did, I wouldn't ever have been doing if not for his inspiration.
Yeah, rest in peace, Eddie. Mahdi Rizam, hi Mahdi. Nabil Ganouni, greetings.
From Morocco.
Rest in peace. I think he's in Spain now. Spain or Portugal. Yeah. Sarah Fresh, hi Sarah. Vincent, Nabil Ganouni, jump on heaven stairs is down. Yeah, of course. Social media was burned for the loss of 80 people from all over the world, cried Eddie. Oh, yes, of course. I think so. Nabil Ganouni, Halfia Ayoub. Okay, so he called someone. Cool, from Sarah. Ayman Louis, bloody hell, I can't believe I got a chance to interact with Ron Thal. I'm still struggling to learn your version of Chopin's Fantasy Impromptu. You're a living legend, Ron.
Hang Up. That's another example of something that, if not for Eddie Van Halen, who inspired me to explore just how you divide the string and find the different harmonics. There was a song that had where I was using all these harmonics in different places and doing the same. So it is. Bigger. So that was part of a song that he's talking about. Yeah. So yes, again, Mr. Luhibi. Yes.
Ayman, yeah. Ayman Luhibi. So Nabil said, "Old school is the school." Old school is the school. Yes, Nabil Ghanini. Yeah. It gives an artistic hearing and it develops your skills better that way by hearing by tapes and not reading on internet. Nowadays, all these applications made everyone famous fake artists. You think so, Rob?
I think that as long as you're able to play your own songs, you're okay. I guess the difference between an artist and a musician is the kind of things where a musician will take the time to really get to know everything about music, not just their instrument or just playing songs, but to really get a deep understanding of the math and the science behind music and what makes it work. You know, why does a major third sound happy and a major third sound sad? And what is a major third and a minor third? Major third, minor third. Going through all the stuff like that. And you know, you could get so deep into that stuff. You know, that's jazz stuff. But most people, they just want to go. So I guess I don't judge if somebody doesn't take the road of wanting to learn all of that stuff, or if they didn't develop their ears. You know, everybody's at a different stage in their life and in their growth and in everything that they're doing. And if they haven't done it yet, maybe they will at some point. And I always say it's better to teach people than judge them and punish them for what they don't know. So if there's an artist out there that doesn't know music theory and doesn't have good ears, you know, hopefully they would be open to learning that stuff and somebody would be open to teaching them that stuff.
Yeah. Mariam say hello, Mahdi. It happened in December 2018. Sleazy Niels, salut à tous. Salut Niels. Khaled Tabelsi, bonsoir tout le monde. Ayman Luhibi, my favorite Ronthal song is Hang Up. Lyrics and rhythm still crack me up every time I listen to it, and the solo part is just amazing. Come again to Tunisia, pretty please.
I would love to, and I hope to 2021 or whenever you all want me there. I'm always happy to come.
Yeah. That's that's question mark now. Where are we? When the music is going to come back and the concert are going to be held back?
It's 2021. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's up to all of us. It is up to the individuals. It's not up to anybody other than the collective group of humanity. If we all follow rules, you know, whatever you believe about this virus, if you think it's exaggerated or if you think it, you know, whatever it is, one thing is for sure: if we keep our distance and we keep a mask on so we don't blow, you know, particles that carry the virus, you know, into other people, then we can have shows, because then this virus will run out of hosts and we can get right back to business. So it's up to all of us to do our part to be responsible and to be safe and to not get other people sick. I mean, do it for yourself. In America, it's a big politicized mess of people that are pro-mask and anti-mask. And the way I look at it is, I would rather be a fool for wearing a mask than be a fool for not wearing a mask. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
You're right.
This is for you, Miriam. Oh, thank you, Bumblefoot. You're so sweet.
And so are you. I just want to pinch your cheek.
Hey, Mahdi, happy to see you guys. This is Real Qasim. Haifa Ayoub, Nabil Ganouni. Okay, he's coming. Okay, well, thank you very much. Ali, happy to see you, Ron. Follow your majestic playing since this video. Greetings from Morocco. So I have to click on the tab. I can't make it here on the. Ali, what's the song? What is the song? Okay, happy to see you, Ron. Eddie Van Halen was a true guitar innovator. Can't skip a guitar taping session without mentioning him.
And another thing that gets overlooked about Eddie Van Halen, we all talk about his lead skills, but really his rhythm was incredible. And besides him, there's very few guitar players that can play a good shuffle and a good swing. Like that kind of feel. Like most people are just, but to have that the way he does, I mean, he was incredible rhythmically. Absolutely.
Yeah, and on Hot for Teacher, the riff of the intro is something amazing. Yeah. Okay. To learn. Okay, I had some connection. Hey, Ron, bring Sons of Apollo to Tunisia.
Would love to, absolutely.
Yeah, we'd love to. Yeah. Miriam, so some hearts. Hope we see you here soon, Ron. From Miriam. Nabil, what I liked with the Carthagods guys is they make lots of underground and structural works, starring the scratch, and we owe them all support.
Thank you, Nabil.
Merci.
Thank you, Nabil.
Okay, Sarafraj, exactly, totally agree. And Bumblefoot, it's Chopin Fantasy Impromptu. That's the song that spoke about Ayman. So, here we are. There's Timo Summers here.
Hello.
And Mark Jansen. Whoa.
What up?
Nice
See you guys.
Yeah, nice to see you, man.
Good evening.
Good evening, people.
Thank you very much for your.
Oh,
The question I asked.
Afternoon time here in Canada and in US.
Shit.
Yeah, thank you very much. Timo, you're a guitarist, so and even you, Mark. We spoke with.
okay.
Bumblefoot about Eddie Van Halen. And we want to
So I'm sorry. We were speaking about Bumblefoot, about the passing away of Eddie Van Halen. I'd like to know how did you what did you felt when you heard this sad note?
I mean, for me, like I'm the age of that Eddie for me was already one of the living legends. You know what I mean? So like I kind of grew up with people that were influenced by him, more than being influenced by him specifically, but his rhythm playing has been a huge influence, and like it's very underrated. Same with Hendrix, like all those guys, the rhythm is totally crazy, and that influenced me a lot. But he's such a big guitar hero that for me, he passed away, but he still feels alive. You know what I mean? Same with Hendrix. I can't believe he died or lived. So it's just one of those legends that are always there. So I was, of course, it's very sad, but to me, still who he was, namely one of the biggest guitar heroes.
And you, Mark?
Yeah, that's one of those guys that when you read the news and that you think, shit. So with some musicians, you have still a lot of respect for them, and then you saw it coming, and you have not so special feeling about it. But this is one of these legends that you see the news and you think, shit, we lost a big one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been listening to Van Halen a lot when I was a kid already, since I was a kid. So a big loss, definitely.
Was he an influence for you, Mark, Eddie Van Halen, on the way of playing guitar? The taping thing?
Yeah, of course, he's one of these guitar players that you look up to. Even though that I was, as a teenager, more listening to like Guns N' Roses, so Slash was a bigger role model for me personally. But that doesn't matter. That I listened also to Van Halen, and so definitely he was also one of the influences for me. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and you, Timo, what was the song that you wanted to learn of Van Halen when you were a kid?
I mean, of course, I tried Eruption when I was like 14. But like I said, to me, he's such a big legend. I never really I didn't even touch it really. I just listened to it. Kind of same with Hendrix. Like I listened to his playing so much. Van Halen, I listened to his playing a lot, but I'm not trying to copy it. I try to listen to it and then see what I can take from it. Namely, with Van Halen, like his freedom, his kind of jazz approach to rock, and like his playfulness and his attitude and feel. That all influenced me, of course. But I didn't really learn much note for note, but his vibe is totally what I learned from him.
Yeah. Ron, do you think that Eddie Van Halen make the comment dire, mettre la barre très haute, les gars, make the bar very high, that no one can jump, and there's a generation you try to learn, but maybe the younger guitarists you saw, like Mark and Timo, okay, it's too much. That's not my point. I don't know.
Oh no, I think that it's just you had you could take guitar players going back 100 years and say, okay, well, this guy listened to this one, who listened to this one, who listened to this one, and it's just whatever you grew up listening to at whatever stage of life and in whatever decade it was. So for me, when I was an impressionable young teenager, it was Eddie Van Halen. Timo, you young whippersnapper, it was one of the people that listened to Van Halen. And for your future children, they're going to be listening to the person that listened to the person that listened to Van Halen. That's just how it is. And if anything, I think the bar keeps getting higher and higher. If you take each generation and their guitar hero and the things they did, somebody is taking it to the next level in some way. After Eddie, you had Vai and Satch and even Malmsteen and people like that, and it just keeps on going. And then you start getting into guys that are exploring a lot of things with guitar technology, as far as, I should say, sound technology, because once we really have hit the digital age as we have, you can make a guitar sound like anything and do anything. So it just keeps on going and going. And there's people that are innovating, that are using their guitar, not just like a guitar, but also like a MIDI controller, the way a keyboard would, where they're triggering all kinds of sounds off of their guitar. And that is an innovation as well. And all these things need to be respected as the next level and raising the bar. Because now if you take a guitar player and if he just plays his guitar just sounding with one sound throughout, there are people out there that may say that, oh, well, he plays old, because he's not doing all the things, whether it's, genting and then going into some other kind of ethereal sound that's just at the click of a button, where suddenly you have a whole different set of gear that 30 years ago, you actually needed a whole other set of gear. So I don't think that Eddie raised the bar so high and people lowered it since then. I think that it keeps on going. The bar never goes down. What you have is you have guys like Holdsworth that Eddie listened to, and Eddie kind of raised the bar in a way, at least with popular rock music, with that by incorporating all of that kind of stuff in. And then you have the people that listen to that add more things. And, we could say that Randy Rhoads may have raised the bar by taking real classical guitar music, not just classical music, but classical guitar, and bringing it into metal, things like that. Like everybody, all the greats, they added something that we all got to enjoy and were also influenced by, and then there somebody else is going to add to that. So Eddie was I still consider him the pioneer of modern, I wouldn't even say shredding, but modern guitar playing. He brought it all from just running around the stage and just jumping in the air to his rhythm, to even the way a guitar is used in a song. It was always rhythm guitar, and then you overdub the little lead fills and things like that. But he played it like a gig, and he put it all in there. And then off of that, you had Randy Rhoads, who kind of did the same thing, just adding all of his, right in there, and it wasn't an overdub, it was part of just the guitar line. Things like that. The approach to rock albums, where you don't just have to have song, 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 song. You're gonna have song, song, some weird little musical guitar interlude, song, 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 things like that. Like he really changed it. He allowed us to be more open with how we use a guitar in a song and in an album, in a whole band's thing. So
Yeah.
I'm talking. I need to mute myself, or I'm not going to shut up. What a good speech.
ابارامون شو اسمه ماكس يحب يدخل ما نجمش، قال لك ما جاي حد. شوفوا
مجح ماكس دونو
بعث له ميساج.
لا تعاود تبعث له ميساج، عاود ابعث له ميساج اي خاطر il n'est pas entré là dans le truc.
لا قال لك تخلو قعد باه.
ما شلقتش بيه اي خاطر j'ai eu un problème de connexion à un moment je suis sorti انا بيت.
اوكي.
B, donc, Mark, Timo, there's Bumblefoot here asking questions.
How are you doing, Bumble? How are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, it's been an interesting year. But you know what? This year has been an opportunity where everybody gets to do all the things we never make time for. We're constantly running and running on this hamster wheel nonstop.
Yeah.
For years, for decades, it doesn't stop. And then suddenly, boom, the big hand of nature comes and stops it. And suddenly we all have time to do all those things that we never make time to do. And they're just always looming and like, someday I want to do this or I want to do that. Now we get to do it. So everybody's becoming better video editors finally. Everybody is learning a new instrument or making that album that they never got to make, of weird solo music or whatever it is. And this is an opportunity to make a lot of special memories this year, not just, suffering all the bad stuff, but for example, the studio that I've had this building for 18 years. I've owned this little second house. And for the first time this year, I was around in late July and early August to realize that the backyard grows all these tons and tons of raspberries and blackberries, and I didn't know. So for the first time in 18 years, I would come to the studio and spend a half hour just picking berries and putting them in the fridge, and when I leave, there's even more berries, and I'm picking even more berries. And going home, and the wife would make cobbler and pies and muffins and all kinds of things with them. So what am I going to remember from 2020? Yes, I'm going to remember all the friends that I had to bury. It's been nonstop, and family members. And I'm going to remember how, the music just, boom, the plug was pulled out. I'm going to remember all the social unrest in the US. I remember that stuff, but you know what else I'm going to remember? I'm going to remember every morning coming here and picking fresh berries and things like that. And I've been making a lot of memories like that, things that you want to look back on and feel like you actually lived life. And honestly, to me, picking berries in the backyard is the most life I have lived in a very long time.
From finger picking to blackberry picking. From finger picking to blackberry picking.
Listen, we are not defined by this. This is not our life. It's what we do, but it's not who we are. Who we are is who you are when you take this away. When you have nothing, that's who you are. When you are just you, and you're not on stage, you're not doing what you do, you're not working your job, when you are just stripped of all of those things, the person that you are is who you are. And we got a chance to be that and to, if anything, grow that and do the things that we don't get to do. So with all the touring, all the crazy life I've lived in however many past years, I feel like this is the first year that I actually got to live in a long time. But that's a choice that we have to make. We have to choose to live. Either we can feel like victims of what's going on, or we can see it as an opportunity to do all the things we never get to do and to better ourselves and to grow, you know, who we are. So yeah, again, I'm muting myself now.
I love you guys, but I'm back. Yeah, that was that's beautiful. I feel like I noticed that I've been touring and recording so much as well. And we love what we do, but I felt like we didn't necessarily do it because we love it all the time. You know what I mean? Like, I've been pulled out of this living from deadline to deadline and album to album and tour to tour, and now you can really take the time to zoom out and enjoy things just to enjoy them instead of living, you know. Even though I did what I love, it's still very nice to reflect and get out of that. So yeah.
Like, we love what we do, but it does reach a point where you start to become a robot.
Yeah, exactly.
All you do is you just, you know.
Yeah, like, and even we try to, as musicians, at least myself, I try to not participate in society as much as maybe some other people do, and but still we are in the same system and the same, you know, flow as the rest of the world. And I feel like now everything stopped. We finally get to a little stop as well. So it's been cool, I think.
I enjoy it myself as well, I must say. This stop came at a point that we have been touring with my band Etaient for 20 years almost. And so at a certain point, if you like it or not, it becomes like a sort of routine. And I have so many other things that I like to do in life, like I like to sport, I like to build things in my garden. There's so many creative outputs otherwise than just making music. So I haven't been a single moment bored yet in this period. And people are asking me also, if this is going on for one more year, are you going to get crazy? And I say no. It takes how long that it takes, and I will have things to do. Don't worry about me. And I feel a bit sorry for the musicians that don't know what to do now. That they need to be on tour in order to have a useful day, for example. I'm totally not like that. I've always been interested in many things, and music is just one of them. And I love making music, but when there's no music, I can still listen to music, and there's plenty of other things to get your fun out of.
And we get to record so much more now because we're always on the road, touring. I've made so much. Right now I'm working on 5 albums with different bands.
5 albums?
Yeah. Normally I can't do one. So that's, you know, we have to just make the choice to, yeah. But after this, I think that maybe we'll each seek more balance where we don't just work, tour, and we just make time for ourselves to just enjoy life in between a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. So So much wisdom coming out of Ron with regard to music and the whole pandemic phenomenon. You're like the Gandalf of the end of times.
Gandalf. Hang on, I got to get my hat. The Gandalf hat.
Gandalf the Grey or Gandalf the White?
Yeah. There's something for you, Mark. Here it is. Whoa, hello, Mark Jansen.
That's the best question I got in a long time.
Yeah. Yes, the stick.
Wait. So, greetings from Colombia. Hi, Maria. Thank you very much. A question for Mark. What is the new Epica song about? Abyss of Time?
Yeah.
Wonderful guy.
Welcome back.
Hello. Hey, look who's here.
Hey, how are you?
Hello.
All right.
Hi. Thank you. Yes.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is all right.
All right, cool. How y'all doing?
Good.
Thank you.
Good, man. Good.
All right. We have a lot of people.
Yeah. It's a crowded screen.
All good people have a little Tunisia.
So let's finish with the comments. Everyone can make a comment to ask a question for all these beautiful people that is here tonight with us. So there's a question for Mark. What is the new Epica song about? Abyss of Time, and is Omega a concept album?
Yeah, we'll put these two questions in one.
Yeah.
Omega is kind of a concept album with there's a red line through all the lyrics, but it's not a typical concept album where there's like rules and that every song needs to be in a certain sequence to make it work. So it's not like that, but there's a red line, and that's about the Omega is about the Omega point theory, which is like the spiritual belief that everything in the universe is fated to spiral towards one point of unification. And around that, we built the concept of the album. And I read the Emerald tablets for that. And I got a lot of inspiration from these tablets because these are like foundations where many holy books are based on, like Quran and Bible. They got a lot of stuff from the Emerald tablet. And even though I'm not a religious person in the sense myself that I'm like a believer of a certain religion, I still believe that there's more than nothing after we die. So when I was reading the Emerald tablets, I really felt like a deep connection to what these ancient wisdom were, and that's how the album was built around this concept. And also the Abyss of Time is dealing about this ancient wisdom of the Emerald tablets. And it's in a way, to make it a long story short, it's like the ancient battle between light and darkness. And it was all written before the Corona situation started. But it's very funny that everything what's happening now, it's basically what our album is dealing about. So that is something really serious going on that forces us to make us live in a different way. So now this Corona thing, I think it will keep on going a bit further, and it really forces us to reinvent ourselves and start living in a completely different way. At least that's what I'm hoping for. I try to make it.
Nice.
You know what? First time we played with Timo, it was like a backing band for Max Cavalera in Tunisia. It's the first time we played as Carthagods with Timo for backing band, and it was like a dream for us to play with Max at that time. You know, when we was kids, we have Sepultura or Metallica. So
Yeah. There was, there's Metallica, I think, and Sepultura. There was roots, rotting roots. That was something amazing for us. Yeah.
For me
Thank
too.
you. Yeah, good to be here talking to you guys.
Yeah. Max, I think that Sepultura are band that have very big influence, not only in Brazil and all the world, but especially in Tunisia, North Africa. Why? Because the way of using the rhythm of the traditional rhythm of Brazilian music, make some people in North Africa and Tunisia say, okay, why can't we, all of us, even us, use our rhythm to put it and make a metal made in North Africa, made in Arabia, made in Tunisia, That was a very big inspiration, for all of us.
Yeah, it was the situation. We had to get out of Brazil to appreciate the Brazilian things. It was like it was almost like an effect of us going on tour, and we toured the world. We've been to 80 countries, and kind of like a little bit of missing home when we look at missing things that were right next to us in Brazil. We decided to. It started on Chaos AD. I mean, you can hear a little bit on Arise on the samplers of Altered State, some kind of tribal electronic stuff, and then Chaos AD we went a little harder with Kayovas and some of Igor's drumming or more percussive, and then of course Roots we went all the way, and and it was a fantastic idea. I had the idea to go to the tribe and record it with the Chavantes tribe in the middle of Amazon. That's never been done before in metal, and it was quite an experience. It's almost like National Geographic expedition mixed metal. It was very very exciting.
Yeah. Ron, what do you think of Sepultura?
Oh, I love them. In fact, Sons of Apollo, there's a song that I wrote that everyone is giving me crap because they're saying that I ripped off Roots. Yeah, it's a song called, what's the name of it? Signs of the Times. And then Derek had the idea, the keyboardist, of like putting a siren over it. It's kind of like, and then when it was done, I was like, oh my God, we just ripped off Sepultura. Like when it came out, it's like, that's the song, we stole it. I'm sorry. You influenced us. Yeah.
Every artist is a thief and cannibal. It's okay.
But yes, when that album came out, that was one that really hit everybody because you guys just brought in like such deep, real stuff as far as your identity, as far as where you're from, and putting that into the music so well, adding that traditional sound to it all it just floored everyone. Nobody has ever heard anything like that before. What you guys did, you just made a whole new thing.
Thank you.
What do you remember of the last time you came to Tunisia? And I think it was only one time.
Yeah, I'm actually excited to hopefully come back next year when life goes back to normal a little bit. It was very exciting. I've always been a fan of exotic countries, and this is North Africa, and we got to visit Carthage. That was an amazing experience, and the show also was by the ocean, by the water, and the old harem, and all the metalheads are going nuts. and that's what I love about metal. You know, it's everywhere. You know, it's spread all around the world. You know, it's incredible. And I knew about Tunisia. I knew the country, but I never thought one day I will be there playing music. So that was an incredible time, and I always still today tell everybody about it that I've been there, and was an exciting journey. And it was cool because it was not with a band; I was just by myself. It was me and my wife, and we did a jam session with you guys, you know, and we played some Sepultura songs, some Soulfly stuff, and fantastic, man. I love doing shit like that. That's not your typical tour stuff. This is off the wall, you know. It was like completely different from what you normally do, and I'm ready to come back and do it again. So let's do it.
I remember when Max was here, we were talking about going to the desert and like discover the whole rhythm from the tribes of the desert, and just like record something in the desert and in the how to say, in the original places with the original sound and the original quality of sound. And I hopefully we do it like in the near future when things back to normal. Yes.
I hope so too. You know, it's a very, very unique place you guys have, and I always like experimenting with different things and cultures, and you know, so like I do a lot of that with Soulfly. My last record was some recording with Navajo Indians here in America. So I want to spread more. So hopefully in the future we can think of something that we can do. Hopefully maybe in Tunisia. But I think it's just great that, you know, there's more people from different countries, because we are one of these countries. You know, Brazil was not a heavy metal country in the 80s. Nobody knew about Brazil. They all knew about football and Pelé and samba, you know, Tom Jobim. And we kind of put Brazil in the map with Sepultura and so different side of Brazil that was more fucked up than, you know, it's not all beautiful, and it's really corrupt, poor, and third world. But we were proud to be from this kind of place. So I think that's where kind of the connection comes also, I think, from countries like Tunisia and other countries I've been to during my travels. You know, we play a lot in different places, a lot of Central America countries like Nicaragua, very, very hardcore, corrupt countries. They love their metal. They gotta have, you know, that's why there's so many aggressive bands from these places. But I love the fact that metal, it's universal. Like I said, metal succeed where society fail. We succeed in metal, creating almost like a perfect world, you know.
That's very, very, very interesting, huh? Because you said the more there's corruption, the more there's metal in a country.
Yes.
So I know there's a lot of metal in Tunisia. Now I understand. Hey guys, it's not Carthagods, it's not ZanZanA, it's just about corruption. That's it.
Well, I think whenever you see, when there's you know, bad times in politics, there's always good music. You know, you can trace back to 1970s explosion of punk in England because of Margaret Thatcher. So you have all these great hardcore punk bands like Discharge, GBH, that influence a lot of people like us and Metallica and stuff. And then you had also in America the Reagan years. It was also, and now you have you had the Bush years, and now you have Trump and all this and Corona. So I think you can expect a lot of good material coming out next year. I mean, people are pissed off right now, and they have a lot to say. So next year, I think is going to be even more powerful for metal, for music in general.
Let me just think about one thing. Sweden, there's a lot of metal in Sweden and in Scandinavia, but I don't think there's a lot of corruption there. Yes? I don't know.
I don't know. I only play in Sweden.
Timo, yeah, what do you think about this?
I mean, first of all, I'm a big Max Cavalera fan, and I'm very happy we played together.
Thank you, sir.
But I think this thing about metal is like, for me, metal has always been very cool to listen to and make. But I notice when you go to countries and play in countries where there is more corruption or more shit going on or less freedom than there is, at least where I'm from, I suddenly like see the intensity where it was made for, you know what I mean? Like when I played metal in Tunisia for the first time, I saw these people in the audience like really into it and really pissed off, and I really felt that on stage, you know what I mean? And like, well, if I'm here playing metal, I'm like, I'm a spoiled white kid in Holland, you know what I mean? What do I have to be pissed off about, you know? So I think places where you know life is tougher, you really notice how people feel the metal. I think so. At least that's what I felt.
Mark?
Yeah, I can start with my good old story. How I got to listen to Sepultura. That was back in the days when I was listening first to Megadeth, Anthrax, and my brother, he wanted to he liked also the metal, but he wanted heavier music. So he went to the record store and he was looking for heavier stuff than what I was listening to, just to be like a kind of competition. So he came home with much heavier records, and one of them was Chaos AD. And I remember that he first played it, and I was like, wow, cool. And then the grunge started. I was, whoa, what is this? In the beginning, I thought, what is this kind of stuff? And I really couldn't get in the beginning into it. It took me a while, and then after a while, I really started loving it, up till the point that I started doing it myself. So, that was one of my first experiences with death metal. Because I was listening first to like Anthrax, Megadeth, and that got me also into that. And from there on, I started listening to Go Fast, Death, and many more bands. And I explored the whole spectrum of metal, I guess, in my life. And about Sweden, I think I also don't know if there's corruption in Sweden. But I do know that they have a Corona approach, which is completely different than all the rest of the world. So I'm keeping an eye on Sweden because it's pretty interesting how they deal with this. And I think it's, even though if it would be the wrong approach, it would be a sad outcome. But I think they're doing now pretty well. So if eventually this is going to be a right approach, I think then the rest of the world can also learn a lot of how they are solving at this point the situation. So if they really happen to reach at a certain point a sort of herd immunity, that would also be very useful data for the rest of the world. So I'm keeping a close eye on Sweden these days, and hopefully they are doing really well, and that would be really positive for all of us.
Yeah. Ron, what do you think about what said Max about where there's more problem in a land, there's more metal? Can we make a
Yeah. I think, yeah, anywhere where people feel like they need to where they feel like they're going to explode and they need to get a message out and they need to just vent and they need to speak to the world about something that is really important. That music is going to be intense, and no music is as intense as metal. It is the most intense music. So when you have something intense that you're dealing with, that you want to say, that's going on, metal is the soundtrack for that stuff. It's not going to be a pop song.
Yeah. Max, what do you think about it's happening now about this situation, this pandemic, COVID, and everything is stopped and everything. So Ron said that he noticed that in the studio there was some how is it grapefruit?
Berries, no, blackberries and raspberries growing in the backyard. 18 years, I never got to see.
Yeah, he discovered that. And what did you discover in this situation?
I think we're learning to adapt in a way that we slow down by force, and we're all going like in a very fast pace, and all of a sudden we're all forced to stop doing what we were doing. And I don't think it's not all negative. It's actually kind of good, to spend a little bit time at home. And I never been home in 20 years. I never have one birthday at home. This is my first birthday at home was this year, and also forces to do other things. Like I think you're gonna see a lot of people also recording and creating more because you're kind of forced to create too, and I think that's really good. It's why I started doing other things also, like Max Tracks, which is playing some old songs on guitars and do that for fans on Facebook, for them to see how you do these kind of things. And even this like this interview right now, a lot of people are watching because they are home with nothing to do, so this gives them something great for them to watch. But I think I'm trying to use my time more in a creative way, as much as I can, to stay creative, keep writing. And I have a new Killer BQ album coming out in November, and I'm really fond of this group because it's a bit more on the melodic side. I don't get to do too much melodic stuff with Cavalera, and with Soulfly is more on heavy side. But Killer BQ, we get to do in some kind of, Troy sings in Mastodon, so you got a very melodic voice. Greg also has melodic voice, and I bring a lot of melodic riffs that I like to write. So it's really fun, different kind of project to be able to, delve into a different type of metal that's other side of it. Because I always love heavy metal in general. I'm a big fan of old school heavy metal, like Tigers of Pantang and Satan and Manowar, all these very, very typical heavy metal, and Judas Priest, and I love all this shit, all this melodic stuff. It's fucking great. I love it. So I get to do a little bit of that on Killer BQ, and we are hoping next year we get to play some shows. I think that's the one thing that hurts us most right now, is not having shows. I think every musician is suffering right now. Not just musician, but also crew, road crew, and light technicians and sound man. Everybody's suffering because in society they don't care for us. They worry about restaurant, and they worry about cinema and movie. But musicians, we are in the bottom of the well. We are the last. We're the last in line, like Dio. So yeah, man. I mean, hopefully we get to play live next year. I think that's what's missing. But I think we're all using our time in a creative way, and I think is good.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the same thing here in Tunisia. The musician and the artist are the last one that they deserve and they think about. Yeah, and we saw it in this week.
Sorry, but in Tunisia, it's the whole time. It's not only in Corona time. That's why there is people in Tunisia.
Nabil, cheers make me feel like at the bœuf sur le toit. Hey, no, like you feel like you're in the plug. Nabil.
Yeah,
more than the plug, yeah. Sleazy, Frozen Game strikes again. If I'm frozen, just speak. Don't think about me. Okay. Hi, everyone. Bahamut Zeros. Mary Bahri, hello, Timo Summers. You sound well, man, with Carthagods and Etaient too. Love these two bands. Mike Jansen. I just tried to play the game just to listen to some music, but I lost, so I'm waiting for the new album of Epica. Trop cool. À quand un live tous ensemble sur les réseaux sociaux de Fatma Suili Harbi? A live streaming band. That's what she wants, you know, with Max Cavalera, Ron Bumblefoot, Mark Jansen, Timo Summers, Mahdi Khemakhem, and Tarak. There's no drummer. There's no drummer. Who's drummer? I'm not drummer.
Timo play drums.
I'll do it.
I know who's writing this. I know actually who's writing this. the French fucker. We're always joking about the baguettes. That I always joke to him that I put a baguette up his head, then he tries to put that back on me.
Alors, where am I?
After Corona, we will make a kind of festival in Tunisia with all those people.
And baguette.
Jolo Mood, she say hello. Ayman, Ron, as you own a fretless guitar, I want to ask you, do you have any interest in microtonal music?
Yes. Interest in all kinds of music, every kind of music. I want to hear things I never heard before and play things I never played before. Absolutely. Yeah, and fretless, you can get all of that. You can get nasty. Get right in between it. Now check one in the West and be like, oh, it's terribly out of tune. But no, it's microtonal. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So yes, I have interest in microtonal music.
Nabil, the COVID makes us back to basics. Sigal family, healthy food, making music. There are not only bad stuffs around the global pandemic. Hopefully. Yes, Tunisian traditional music is built around microtonal scales and modes, so you might as well relocate to Tunisia. One more thing, check out this talented Tunisian guitarist, Qais Hassan. Okay, so Ron, come to Tunisia to Tunisian microtonal scales, and Max, come to Tunisia to learn about Mezwoud, Stambeli, and traditional tribal music.
Yeah. Invitation accepted.
Yes.
Mark, you're in Sicily. It's Tunisia. It's okay.
Yeah, wait, and you see it, right?
You're in Sicily, you're in Tunisia, so it's the same thing.
Yeah, basically the same.
Great to see how universal rock metal is about Phil Colburn. Jello, yeah. Nabil, Max tracks in the house. And Khalid, he say, yeah. Nabil, Max, thanks for those years of inspiration. Obrigado from Morocco. More good things to come.
Very cool, very cool. I love to go visit all these places, of course. I've seen I've seen the Zeppelin videos on Morocco. Jimmy Page playing in Morocco. It looks beautiful, and us being musicians, I think one of the coolest things about our job, maybe is the coolest thing, is that we get to travel and see all the cultures of the world and experience different cultures, different people, different food, different ideas. It's a blessing. I think it's I never take it for granted, the fact that we get to travel, we get to see all this amazing world, and it's much different from what you follow on TV. What they say about the world on TV, and when you go seeing the real world, it's completely different. Don't trust it. I think sometimes what the media says about the world, about places, I think you gotta check out for yourself if you have the chance. But it's I feel very very honored to be here with all you great guys, musicians, and thank you for inviting me to be part of this.
Thank you for you to have accepted to be with us. Question to Bumblefoot: are you planning to write a solo album in the near future?
I'm writing with a bunch of bands, and I've been putting out my own stuff, just a song at a time, doing that. I did 2 acoustic albums during the pandemic. So at some point, I got to do just a full-blown, another Bumblefoot album. Got to do one of those too. But I've been pretty busy with all these other bands I've been playing with.
Yeah.
So that's kind of in the thing. And well, so am I planning to? Yes. When will it happen? I don't know. But as soon as I can. Thank you.
Okay, I'm so happy to see you all here. Really, I never forget this show. Thank you for Carthagods for this union. You're always here to make happiness. That's a great thing. Ayman Ouibi, boa tarde, Max. Thank you ever so much for every single Sepultura Soulfly song you wrote, and from my right hand, carpal tunnel that I developed right after learning Sepultura Arise. Legend.
Yes. That's the trash hand. You gotta drink a lot of guarana to play that fast.
Yeah.
Guarana. Y'all know about guarana or no?
I don't.
It's a Brazilian drink from the rainforest.
Okay.
So it gives you a lot of power. It's like caffeine, but 10 times stronger.
Okay.
Wow.
But it's legal. It's not illegal.
It's legal.
You know, Max. There's another Brazilian guy who played with us here in Tunisia. It's Kiko Loureiro, guitarist.
What's that?
Kiko Loureiro.
Yes.
He played with Angra. He played with us in Tunisia here in 2007.
Kiko's a great guy. Very good guy.
Yeah.
Person.
Thank you, Mark, for your answer. I'm really and heartily excited for the new Epica album. I can't wait, and hopefully we get to see you live again. Hopefully we can see you, all of you, live again.
When people will see us again, then the other guys will also be on stage again.
Exactly.
We all will be on stage again.
Not the same thing.
Je suis beaucoup plus rock, cold, dark wave comme metal. Un conseil pour entrer dedans?
Je ne comprends pas.
Sure. Metallica. No, she said that she's more than punk, rock, and cold, dark wave than metal. And what is the advice for her? What should she learn to get into metal? Sepultura, Guns N' Roses, Epica, Carthagods, and Metallica, Anthrax.
Start with the big four, and then go from there.
I began with Deep Purple and with Deep Purple and Led Zeppelin. So there's a way to go with every band.
Link Ray for me. Link Ray.
Link Ray.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. Very good.
Max is a metal legend about Phil Coburn.
You're a romantic fool.
Like the new album of Sepultura, Quadra, the last one. Max, next time to Morocco for sure. Yeah. Bahamas Heroes, the ripping of music happens. Mark ripped so Britney Spears so many times.
They got me there. They got me.
In his dancing, right?
Yeah. I knew it would happen one day that they would find out.
So this is the day.
This is the day. I'm close.
You have an invitation for here. You can make it. So for okay, this is private conversation now. It's metal is about a social issue. England, the birthplace of metal.
Maybe.
New wave of British metal.
Yeah.
You could think about everything going back to even Cream was sort of the beginning of it. I almost think that the Kinks and the Who, believe it or not, I would say the Who were like the first punk bands. If you look at what they were doing in the mid 60s, they weren't taking things seriously and they were just being obnoxious. And with that, I think as far as metal goes, if you look at all the stuff happening toward the late 60s, it might be. You can see how it evolved into what it became, for sure. What do you all think? What do you guys think?
Beatles.
On the blues.
The blues with dirtier amps. If anything, technology is what brings out new styles of music a lot of times. So once the amps got more drive and once electro harmonics was making weirder effects, we got just more explorative rock. Yeah.
Well, you can make an argument that Mozart was metal, so maybe Austria, the birthplace of metal.
True.
I like Mozart. I think he was very a metal guy, but in a different world. But if he was alive today, he'd probably be jamming some metal,
Yeah.
Anyone who pushes the limit and goes to the highest level of intensity is metal.
And also we must not forget also rest in peace, a great Eddie Van Halen, great loss. I'm a big Van Halen fan. I was a kid in Brazil and I had all Van Halen posters in my wall, and he was a very, very amazing guitar player that changed the way we look at guitars forever. So very very special person taken away from us.
Max, when we think about Max Cavalera as guitarist, we think more about punk or more rough guitar, but we don't think that Max can hear was influenced by Eddie Van Halen and Guitar Heroes.
Yeah, I mean, I only play 4 strings, So so I was never. I can't do solos. No, it's out of the question. But I always love riff. Riffs is what my passion is. And of course, my main riff lord is Tony Iommi, of course.
Yeah.
But I can always appreciate great guitar playing, from people like Eddie Van Halen and Joe Satriani, and In my band, Mark Rizzo is a great guitar player that plays a lot of flamenco, acoustic, amazing guitar, so I can't play that stuff, but I definitely love to see other people playing. It's amazing.
Yeah. So, please, who can play a song for Miriam? She's the biggest Tunisian fan. Khaled, it's done. Bumblefoot played a song for her. Okay, yes, was commenting on the corruption late 60s, early 70s. Ayman, a British rocker would have definitely gone here. And Max, can you take the challenge to sing in North African language?
You gotta teach me. I can speak a little bit, of course, Portuguese and English, but also a little bit Italian. Porco Dio, porca Madonna, vaffanculo. Yeah, my dad was Italian, Cavalera. And of course Spanish, cabrones and stuff like that. But I don't know, North African, you have to teach me.
Possiamo parlare in italiano. Mark parla italiano. Mark, Max, Mahdi. Capisci italiano tu? Sì. Hai visto la Rai? Io l'ho impreso guardando la Rai. Okay.
Yeah, so Paul Diano couldn't make it tonight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No Paul Diano tonight, huh?
Oh, he couldn't make it.
Next time. Want to jam some old name with him. Well, where's all your guitars and stuff? Come on, get your stuff. Get your things. Get from Miriam.
Yeah. Normally Ken needs to be here, but he was ill today. So he wanted to join, but he took the medicines really hard, so he cannot join us today. So maybe next time.
Next time.
There's a last comment. Much respect for Max here in my hometown. People have been covering Sepultura since the 90s. Such great memories. Fun fact, some people there took them decades to finally hear Max's real voice. Much love, big Soulfly fan.
Thank you, Khaled Rock. You rock.
Yeah. So, 119 minutes streaming. That's very great for you. Thank you very, very, very much. Also for being here with us tonight. People can make comments on YouTube channel and on Facebook channel of ZanZanA. So, what's next? What are the projects now for all of you? Begin with Timo. What are the actuality for the now and the 2 next month for finishing this 20 on 20 year? How are we going to finish it, Timo? Timo is frozen? No?
I'm back. I'm back. It's very cold here.
Oops. Mark.
So the new album of finished. We are working already on some new stuff, which is I cannot tell too much about it yet, but it's not a typical Epica album, but more like of a collaboration with many artists. I'm working on a side project, United Metal Mind. I'm working also with my girlfriend Laura on her second solo album. And we are thinking about with Mayan, my other band, to start also working on the next album. So it's like working also like Bumblefoot albums. I'm working on four albums at the same time.
Yeah, that's great. Timo,
Yes.
how are you going to finish this 20 on 20? What are the projects?
I just recorded an album for a dude in the US, kind of like cool, like a prog rock album. I'm working on some solo stuff that I'm gonna launch in Nashville maybe. With Delane, we're just sitting out the situation really, and everyone's focusing on their own thing. I'm gonna do some more instrumental guitar rankery stuff. I got like Arrow Haze coming out probably, which is like a modern metal thing, and I'm playing on like a hip hop EDM record with guitar, so that's cool. So a lot of different things, but I'm mainly gonna enjoy being home and seeing whatever creativity brings, so to speak.
Yeah. And Bumblefoot.
Let's see. My future plans include serenading Miriam, and then after that, actually in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be doing some shows. Yes, shows. Remember shows? Yeah. So doing a few shows in Texas with David Ellefson, bass player of Megadeth.
Yeah.
He has solo that he's been working on. There's a covers album that he did, and a lot more stuff that he's been working on. And I've been doing some vocals and some guitar, backing vocals mostly. And we're gonna go out. We're gonna play a couple of shows together. They play in Texas and Louisiana, and then I'm gonna lock myself in the studio for 2 weeks and pray that I didn't get sick. And yeah, so that's the probably most of the plans that I got going on for the rest of the year. I'm gonna keep pushing. I got a hot sauce business, so I'm gonna keep pushing the hot sauce. I'm gonna stay in the studio and keep making music and making albums, and hopefully 2021 we'll all see each other face to face.
Hopefully. And you, Max?
Right now, I'm waiting for Killer BQ to come out. Comes out in November. We have a new video coming out tomorrow. Also been jamming with my son Zion on New Soulfly, also for next year, and continue doing Max tracks, and continue hoping for a better 2021. 2020 can fuck off.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. He can do. No. I was seeing a question from Max. Where is it? There is a question about. Here it is, Max. Max, any project with Revolta?
No, not that I know about it. I'm more in waiting for Killer BQ to come out. I think we are releasing the video tomorrow, and the record comes out in November. That's about it. And like I said, continue doing more fun guitar songs on Max tracks. I think come one Saturday, maybe will be a primitive from Soulfly stuff. Apart from that, just staying at home, enjoying the family, enjoying family life, and trying to stay as busy as we can, for hopefully next year we've seen all of you guys in person, maybe on a stage somewhere. That would be fucking great.
Yeah, let's hope so.
And Carthagods.
Good question. Now we are putting together our ideas for the next album. So there will be no live till 2021. We had last
Cancellation,
week, last week cancellation was really bad. It was really a good energy for us to meet again and to go on stage again, but it didn't happen. So maybe it's for better reason. But still, we're gonna gather all the ideas to go for our next album soon in 2021, and then maybe next lives will be Monster and me and the new album together in one live. Maybe it will work better. Who knows?
Automatic like
The same. So something to add, I don't know. You know, because Mahdi is in Canada, Montreal, but maybe there's something that he don't know.
We are on contact every day in every time.
Okay. So that was great, and thank you very much for being here, all of you. It was a great pleasure and great honor to have you all here. I don't know. Tiens, last word, Bumblefoot. One thing that you remember from Tunisia. One thing, only a picture.
Yeah, the food, the bowl of the chickpeas and that's the stuff. Yeah, that's what I remember. Delicious food, and hanging out at that club when the big gig didn't happen, and we went to that club and jamming with everybody. That was real nice. Yeah, always so many good memories. My phone is still full of pictures from the first time in 2013 when we visited and. Showed me all the cars, the burnt up cars that people painted into art, and a lot of the cathedrals and things of that, and going to the beach and seeing the camels and seeing the water and just everything. It's just wonderful, wonderful memories, and I hope to make a lot more memories.
Max, one image from Tunisia.
Yeah, it's the incredible concert, the heart in the water. I never in a billion years imagined I would play in such place. It was mind blowing, man, mind blowing. And I still also have pictures saved from the trip, and looking forward to come back again now, especially with this new ideas of some new tribal, desert elements for the future. Let's make it happen.
Yes.
Definitely. Yeah. We have to. Mark.
Yeah. First of all, when I think about Tunisia, I remember first of all the very first concert that we did. That was such a special event with so many happy people with such big emotions. I remember that we always got such a very warm welcome, and Tarak always took very well care of us. Great food, great hospitality, and I will never forget that. And I hope to be back soon. I also will never forget, by the way, that it can rain very hard even in summer. But that was one of those days. And luckily we could come back and play a new show, because if we would have not been able to come back, I would have been very sad about it. But now that we could play, and it was simply amazing that we could do a second show. And let's hopefully in the future we are able to do a third one with Africa, or the first one with Mayan. That's also something that we are sometimes talking about, and I'm pretty sure in the future it will happen. And also the show what I did with Carthagods. I will also remember that one in the kind of church place where it was pretty hot, but such an exciting crowd, and I went to the front to hug the people. So there's so many memories about Tunisia that there's simply too many, and they always stay in my mind.
Yeah, great. Timo. Ah.
Tunisia.
لبلبي.
عندي نص.
كسكروت لبلبي.
لا هذيك في الكاتدرال.
Yeah, this is the church.
Yeah,
the beach.
The cathedral was the venue we played in with Mark in the show.
Yeah. That's where I remember it from.
Yeah. Timo.
Man, one time I went there in midsummer and I forgot to bring swimming pants. I only had like long jeans. I'll remember that forever.
I went naked that day. Yeah.
No, I will remember. Yeah, I was naked every day there. But no, the energy when playing live there, the energy that the people gave me is like, I mean, we played all over the world, and still the energy in Tunisia when they're really into it is very special. So I'll remember that, and of course, I love the album we did, and I hope we're gonna do more in the future. So it's a great place, but most of all, the energy of people is amazing, and it's warm without fans, even. Yeah.
So, Mahdi, a picture of Tunisia.
Actually, no. I really want to thank the guys here for being part of the shows because coming to Tunisia and turning some dreams true for a lot of people, and myself, I was dreaming of meeting Max, for example. When I saw Bumblefoot playing, I was like, wow, what's this? And then I found myself like on stage with this guy, and Timo, like the first time we met, it was just like somebody that I will never meet in my life again because he's really, he's coming from the future in my mind when I saw him first playing. So to see this guy joining the band, so it's another thank you because it makes us make a lot of things possible. Mark, it's one of the first experiences for us to meet artists from the world, and when we met with Mark, he completely changed the idea about famous artists or metal bands or metal whatever you want. He just discovered a human being and a friend, and I'm really grateful for all these people and all the people who helped make some things work in Tunisia and for the Tunisian metal scene because we really needed it, and we feel that these people respect the metal for metal, and this is what we do. So yes, thank you guys.
Thank you, man. Oh yeah.
Tarak, something to add?
About Tunisia?
No.
No, really, all people here contributed to the evolution of the metal scene in Tunisia. So, Mark, it was the first international metal band to come here in 2006, I think.
Yeah.
It was the first international concert. And having guys like Bumblefoot or Max Cavalera and
disappeared. Connection.
Yes, it was like a dream, but so that's it.
Yeah, you have to say more because it's your show. Tarak, you said nothing. Hey, say something more. It's your show. It's Carthagods friends.
Okay, so I said people here are the most important people for the evolution of the metal scene. Timo will play fast on it, okay? So we played a lot of time. We played with Mark at least 7 times or more.
Yeah.
If we count Mayan shows, then
He's counting.
Yeah.
no, so more. 3 times in Tunisia and 7 in Europe, so 10 times.
Wow. And already since 2006, so 14 years.
Yes, in 14 years. So it's okay. 10 times in 14 years.
Time flies.
Okay, and
just something for you, Mahdi and Tarak. Last but not least, I want to give some gratitude to Carthagods, Tarak, and Mahdi for the awesome work they are doing. Cheers, keep it up. Okay, and I'm sorry, Mark, but there's this thing that, okay, we spoke about it last time I made the interview, but I think this is another time it's going to be on the table again.
The pizza.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. It's really
Pineapple pizza.
Hawaiian pizza.
But when I was a kid, it was the first pizza I got in touch with in the Netherlands. It's a normal thing. But then I have to add, for us, it's strange to put fries on the pizza. So whenever somebody tells me you cannot put ananas on the pizza, I say that you also cannot put fries on the pizza. So if we cannot put ananas on the pizza, the Italians should not put fries on the pizza, and we have a deal.
I saw somebody putting pasta on the pizza. Marco is from Russian Dutch band, the singer. He made like a pasta pizza.
Wow. Sounds good.
Pizza.
All right, you guys,
Okay, guys, thank you very much.
for having me, and we'll see you guys next year, I hope.
The pleasure is ours, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very
Guys,
much.
take care.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Ron.
Thank you. I hope everybody, wishing you all, you and your families and your loved ones, to stay healthy and happy and have a good rest of the year. And to everybody watching, the same. And hopefully we'll meet again.
Inshallah,
Yeah, man.
as we said.
Likewise.
Oh, inshallah now is an American word, huh? Okay, Mark, thank you very much.
Thank you all, guys. Have a great day, evening from where you are.
Yeah.
Timo, thank you.
Thank you for having me, and fucking awesome to see you guys, all of you. So hope to smell you guys soon.
Yeah, you can.
Mahdi, thank you very much.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you, guys.
Hope to see you. Tarak, thank you very much for this, what you did for tonight. And hope...
And stay safe. Keep being safe.
and all of you stay safe, as we said. Thank you very much. That was the ZanZanA Live Streaming Metal Show.
ZanZanA!
L'émission métal.
ZanZanA, l'émission métal.